XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrency. Breaking news right now. If you hold XRP, Bitcoin, or any crypto, I have an urgent update for all of you because the Crypto Clarity Act meeting is scheduled for today. The United States U.S. House Committee on Financial Services is going to hold a meeting of how the Clarity Act could unlock innovation today on Friday, July 17th at 10 a.m. in New York. Yes, a massive Clarity Act meeting is about to take place in the next few hours. This is extremely important if you hold XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any cryptocurrency because President Trump just posted about this a few days ago, saying how in honor of Senator Lindsey Graham passing away, a big supporter, the U.S. Senate should pass the Clarity Act. China and many other countries would like to take complete and total control of this major financial happening, as well as AI, where we are now leading, but where they are fighting hard. Don't let China win on either subject, crypto or AI. President Donald J. Trump. Yes, President Trump just posted on Truth Social about the Crypto Clarity Act, how we should pass it very soon. Otherwise, we are at risk of letting other countries like China, India, Russia surpass us in cryptocurrency and AI. So, according to President Trump, the Crypto Clarity Act is extremely important, and Patrick Witt, an advisor to President Trump's White House Digital Asset Division, he said how this is a critical week for the Clarity Act, which also happens to be the 1-year anniversary of the Genius Act. As we passed the Genius Act last week. So this is a reminder of the incredible amount of hard work that has gone into this bill, but also of the time we've already lost. We cannot afford to delay it any longer. Yes, that is what Patrick Witt, the president's White House crypto advisor, said about the Crypto Clarity Act, how this is a critical week. And he confirmed what President Trump said, saying how it is time. It is time to pass the Clarity Act. And also we have Senator Cynthia Lummis saying how we should pass the Clarity Act as well, agreeing with what President Trump said. She said, let's get clarity passed and to the president's desk. So right now, this is extremely important, especially if you hold XRP, Bitcoin, or any cryptocurrency, because unfortunately, according to Polymarket, there's only a 34% chance that the Clarity Act will be signed into law this year. Yes, this is terrible odds. According to the public, Polymarket, they predict that there's less than a 50% chance that the Clarity Act will be signed. And what's really worrying is that yesterday, the odds of the Crypto Clarity Act passing fell to around 20-25%. Yes, just a few days ago, as I'm recording this video, there was a big spike down in the odds of the Clarity Act being passed. And this is very worrisome. This is a bad news in many ways. This is not good. The fact that the Crypto Clarity Act odds are around 20-25% is terrible, which means that there is a big chance that the Clarity Act will not be signed into law. It will not be passed, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but that is a risk. And if that does not happen, if the Clarity Act does not get passed this year, then we should expect a lot of volatility with XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the entire cryptocurrency market. Yes, we can go down a lot, but on the flip side, if you think about it, what if President Trump is correct and other countries like China, India, Russia take over cryptocurrency and they see the fact that the U.S. cannot pass a Clarity Act, they see that as a major opportunity for them to jump into crypto. So if President Trump is right, if President Trump is saying the truth about how China and other countries want to overtake crypto, then yes, we might see a spike down in XRP, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency. We might go down just for a few days, a few weeks, because of the markets will be getting scared. But if President Trump is correct and other countries jump in and they start adopting cryptocurrencies, then the price of XRP, the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrency can easily start pumping again very quickly. So just keep that in mind, that crypto did not need the Clarity Act 5 years ago, 10 years ago to become the massive industry it is today. We had no Clarity Act, and Bitcoin went from $0 to over $125,000. XRP went from 0.0003, I believe, to almost $3. XRP did 1,000x. Bitcoin did tens of thousands of X's. Ethereum as well went up a lot in value without any Crypto Clarity Act. So just keep that in mind, that yes, right now there is a big chance that the Clarity Act will not be signed into law this year, but that does not mean that the crypto market will be done, that it's just going to die, it's going to go to zero like many people are expecting. Because again, if President Trump is correct and China, India, Russia, Ukraine, or the Middle East or Africa adopt cryptocurrency and they become the leaders in crypto, then that means that trillions of dollars from those countries, from those continents, can flow into cryptocurrency a lot easier as well. So there's a double-edged sword to all of this. Yes, this is a big deal. We should pass a Clarity Act, hopefully, so we can remain #1 in crypto, but other countries can easily jump in and crypto can go up again. But basically, the final countdown to the Crypto Clarity Act has started. Yes, the Senate is back and the clock is ticking. And shout out to Eleanor Tourette for posting this article about the Crypto Clarity Act, saying how it is going to be difficult to get the 60 votes needed to advance the bill, and negotiations could prove to be tough because the Democrats and Republicans cannot agree on this. Even though this is a matter of national security, both the Democrats and Republicans should just put their differences aside so they can come to an agreement. But unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of fighting between the Democrats and Republicans. Even the banks don't want this to get passed, so the banks are lobbying against this. There's a lot of forces going against the Crypto Clarity Act. People are saying how President Trump scammed his supporters. So there are a lot of reasons why people do not want to pass this Crypto Clarity Act. Like, for example, right here is a screenshot of Elizabeth Warren, a Democratic senator, and Senator Cynthia Lummis, a Republican senator, both disagreeing on the Crypto Clarity Act just a few days ago. Elizabeth Warren said how, as currently drafted, the Clarity Act is a ticket to its sanctions evasion, saying how former Iran director at the NSC said that crypto legislation is a ticket to sanctions evasion right here. And Senator Cynthia Lummis responded to that and said that we both want bad actors held accountable. The difference is that I'm also working on solutions. You're shouting into the void, hoping the status quo fixes itself. Section 303 enables new crypto sanctions on Iran, and Section 305 lets exchanges stop illicit funds before they reach North Korea. So there are a lot of differences. Basically, I'm showing you this to show you proof that there are a lot of differences or stuff that the Republicans and Democrats don't agree on, right? So that's why the odds of the Crypto Clarity Act has been going down a lot in the past few days. And that is why this meeting today about the Crypto Clarity Act, how it unlocks innovation, is extremely important, but I honestly don't think anything big is going to happen today. I believe that we're going to see a delay. That's just my own pride. That's my prediction, is that we're not going to see anything material today. The Democrats and Republicans are still fighting about the Clarity Act. They cannot come to an agreement, so that's why I say that. But still, today is a very important day for XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, because it will shape the future of cryptocurrency here in the United States. And if the US does not lead in crypto, then other countries will. According to President Trump, China and other countries can lead in crypto if we do not take the steering wheel and we drive ourselves to the finish line. So that is basically why the Crypto Clarity Act is extremely important today. If you hold XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, any cryptocurrency, destroy the like button, share this video, and join us, subscribe, because my name is Amen, and I am your Crypto AI Man, here to help you with everything crypto. So I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Until next time, Crypto AI Man.